I kind of disagree with the way the curve is described, because I do agree that innovation for a particular, say, device can go in that direction. So you can say, for example, when we think of something like nephrology and we think of dialysis, we've gotten to a point where you can't really do much anymore with dialysis. So innovation in dialysis is pretty much dead, right? It went through a great deal of innovation when the dialysis machine used to be an entire room, to a degree now where the dialysis machine is very simple and you can actually do dialysis at home, and there are companies that do that. But there isn't much that you can do now in dialysis. However, during the same time that this was happening, there was a lot of other innovation in nephrology that included renal transplant and living donor renal transplant and deceased donor renal transplant. And the fact that the dialysis part of the equation died out didn't mean that innovation died out. And I think in GI in general, this same thing can happen. And so when you think about endoscope design, it actually has undergone massive transformation from when it started, where it started at rigid and you had to look with an eyepiece, and then it became flexible, and then over time we were able to add a lot more to it in having a screen and then an HD screen and so on and so forth. And now we have all these cool new attachment that we can add to it. At some point, one could have said that, okay, this is the endoscope, it's gone, the innovation in endoscopy is dead. However, we have created an entire ecosystem of endoscope attachments that create this massive amount of innovation that you can do, to the point that we're pretty much doing surgery through luminal GI with the endoscopic ultrasound attachments, for example, allowing you to drain abscesses and create pretty much artificial, to bypass an obstruction and to artificially create a gastric bypass kind of surgical intervention. And so just describing the innovation curve as a curve where it starts at some point and then dies out, it may be accurate in a limited way, but is actually inaccurate in a larger sense. Because as long as there are people who are trying to innovate, who believe that we can create something better, they will actually find a way.